You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next, the March 14th meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. You can get more information for this meeting by going to www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Hello, I would like to call the Michigan City Sustainability Commission meeting to order at 4:31 p.m. on Thursday, March 14th, 2024. Could we please have the roll call?
Yes.
Laura? Thank you.
Michelle Basta,
Excused.
Tim Bauer,
Here.
Bailey Chavis,
Excused.
Jacqueline Davenport,
Oh, I'm sorry, I removed them from the agenda, but the high school student commissioners are no longer,
Middle school.
the middle school. I apologize.
that's
Thank you for the correction.
Davenport, Dawson, and Holmes,
Yes. I apologize for not being clear about that.
Laura Henderson, I guess I'm here. Annie Janice Davis.
Here.
Beverly McMartin.
Not sure. Maybe it's just 4:30, so.
Okay.
She's back at the school system, so
Faye Moore,
Again, I'm not sure. She might just be coming in, so
Angela Reynolds,
excused.
Larry Zimmer.
Present.
Okay.
If you could officially list me as Lawrence, I would appreciate it.
Lawrence?
List me as Lawrence, yes, please. But you can call me Larry.
L-A-W.
L-A-W, yes.
I just kind of wrote it on top this time.
Thank you very much. Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we have a quorum.
Wonderful. We have a quorum. Did you sign?
Oh.
Okay. Do you have an extra pen? I have an extra if you need it. An electric vehicle pen. All right, so now we need to approve the minutes for February 8th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the February 8th, 2024 minutes?
Motion to
Motion.
approve February's minutes.
Wonderful. Do I have a second?
Can I second it?
I think so. Especially if we all read them and we vote. All in favor to approve the February 8th, 2024 minutes? Say aye. And thank you. We have a unanimous approval of the minutes.
Well, I'm abstaining, so it's
Oh,
not
abstain,
unanimous.
correct, yes, because you hadn't read yet.
Yeah.
That is, okay. Then we'll have to table the minutes because there's only 4. We'll table the minutes then. Thank you.
Okay.
If you haven't had a chance to read those,
I mean,
I
I read them, but I
apologize.
wasn't here to
Yeah,
to
exactly.
vote on.
you didn't watch the video
Oh.
from our next
Well,
meeting?
would that count as being
Yes,
present?
that counts as
Oh,
if
no, I
you
didn't.
could review
Sorry.
it.
I thought if I
Well,
read
then-
this, that would be enough.
We have new members and things, so we'll readjust and we'll table the minutes. And as soon as we have enough folks, the minutes were great. I didn't see anything, so we can just table those until, did you pass that for me, Nancy? Thank you.
Sure.
We'll just table those till maybe the end of the meeting if more people show, or then go ahead and do next month. All right, we have some stuff to cover. Always good stuff going on, project teams. Now, I haven't combined these yet, but I thought about, we talked about combining this into the mega project. So unless Tristan, you didn't have an update specifically on anything on A, so I'm gonna skip A because this project team is kind of combined with another project team with a grant that we had submitted. So on to B. Electric Municipal Vehicle Project, Michigan City Police Department and Transit Department. That's Tristan Bogart and Bailey Chavis. I don't believe there is an update, but we are still standing in the same situation. Tristan doing the research and trying to add electric vehicles to the Michigan City Police Department fleet. This will be an ongoing project, perhaps for years, which is wonderful. Have some projects last for years and some come on and off a little bit quicker, but I think it's exciting, possibly having zero emission motorcycles and things like that in the future too. Did anybody have anything to add for this? Okay, won't waste time.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it limited to the police department and transit department only?
For this particular project, but there have been other projects. perhaps you could talk to Tristan about expanding it? Or do you have a department in mind?
The mayor's office?
Oh, well, have a mayor's car, like, oh, great.
Or the foresters.
Or the
Or the
forester?
forester's car, sure.
Because that would
This is
be
where he
nice.
started because there's research available there, I'm assuming. I don't want to speak for you. Do you want to speak on this a little?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely look into that. I have no problem expanding that whatsoever.
Good.
Great.
I definitely had the Parks Department in mind as well, because obviously that's a given.
Right.
The low-hanging fruit, I should say.
Right.
And I'll have to say the sanitary department, which includes the garbage pickup trucks, and they do have some propane gas-driven vehicles in that department. And I think some of their trucks are propane gas-driven also, if I'm remembering correctly, Tristan. That was the first department that ventured into alternative fuel in Michigan City.
We did that a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago at least, and when vehicles come up for replacement, then they've been replacing them with the propane gas. And I'll just have to add to that, that was one of our top 5 highest areas of emissions that the city government was responsible for were the vehicle emissions, because we're basically mostly diesel. So another incentive to, convert would be savings in fuel costs.
Right, especially once you've already got yourself hooked up to electric, it's, that initial cost is.
Yeah, and we have no infrastructure for charging electric vehicles. Even the brand-new police station doesn't have
Correct.
Right.
chargers.
So ongoing, and hopefully we'll get to that, because, we've already got a couple chargers installed, right? Eh?
Yeah, behind the
Behind
art
Upper-
space
Art
lofts.
Space.
And those are available for the public. They're usable, the credit card apparatus is working now.
Great. We'll have to put that on Facebook and remind folks. I love going to the farmer's market.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So if they're adding electric vehicles or would like to add them to the police department, is that for patrol vehicles? Or just,
Possibly. There's the major obstacle is how the insurance within the department is set up. Some insurances are very strict, so the vehicles would have to be considered pursuit rated. And essentially what that means is that they have to have these sort of qualifications. There's no electric vehicle in the market that is considered pursuit ready, but some departments who don't have that obstacle have seen great results with electric vehicles as pursuit vehicles thus far.
Okay. So when you say vehicles for the police department, what are we referring to then?
Anything's on the table. It could be, from chief's car to detective to pursuit.
Eventually
Okay.
pursuit would be great.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Anything else? So exciting. I'm pretty much going to skip C. Bailey's not here, but we have been in contact. She's a busy high school people. I'm so proud of the high school commissioners. So, I tangent. Anyway, skipping on to D. C was funeral homes and crematoriums. I'm sorry. Does anybody have any questions before I just skip that? Okay. Waste reduction and garbology. Daisy Lee, Tim Power, Bailey Chavis, Angela Reynolds, and Michelle Basta. Before I read all of this, do you have any updates that you
I haven't done anything with that
specifically?
subset in a long time.
Excellent. I know there was some talk about with the Gooder regarding food transport and some of your expertise in the past, or food handling and things have been talked about. Daisy doesn't have an update, but the Gooder program is it's diverting food waste from the landfill in a collaborative effort where the food is collected. Gooder, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time saying Gooder in reading it. They handle all of the details. We've talked extensively about this in the past, but it's continuing to try to get it official. The food is collected from restaurants, and it is handled and stored via all health code regulations through Gooder, and then transported to those in need. And so it's a program that they've used, and we've had a lot of questions about health code and whatnot. And in past meetings, we've gone over it in great detail. So if you have specific questions, Daisy, previous commissioner, will have a better update probably next month, or I can get a written update for us. I'm not much more versed than what I just said, except for what we can read about the specific people we've contacted for making sure that all the health code and Gooder has been around a number of years, and they work with a number of associations, and they have all the insurance and all the things, and they only work with people with the insurance and reputable establishments.
And they have a local representative nearby here?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay.
That would be a Daisy question, how exactly she contacted Gooder and got the ball rolling.
Is that a website that we can look at?
Yeah,
Gooder?
I think it's just Gooder.org.
Good R.
Good
Right.
R, sorry.
I have
It's
that.
on the agenda.
Yeah.
Working with Gooder.
.org
That's
or
not.
.com or-
I think it's a .com.
Okay.
But that is not a misprint. That's actually how they say it.
Yeah, okay.
And so I just had a question.
Oh, sure.
So then she doesn't have any more information about April 15th, the week of April 15th?
Oh, Michelle.
No.
Oh.
Oh, was that?
That's for a reuse room. That's Michelle. I do have an
Oh,
update
that is
from
for the
Michelle.
reuse room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do have an update from Michelle.
And before we move
Yes.
on, I know Denise Shiplin has been in contact with Daisy Lee regarding health codes and things like that, because Denise currently has a catering business, she had a restaurant, and she has just opened up a community kitchen at the Hope Center on the west side of town. So I do know that I put Denise in contact with Daisy, hoping they'd be able to help each other out, okay?
Good. Gooder.
Community training
Is that what she said?
kitchen, community training kitchen.
I'll have to look into that. That sounds exciting.
Brand new, just getting off the
Wonderful.
ground.
Well, her food's delightful.
Can I back up one?
Yes, sure.
To the plant a tree opportunity, and I hate to
Oh, it's-
do this to you. What is that?
Oh, it's a program through many crematoriums and funeral homes. You have the option when somebody passes
Oh.
that you can purchase flowers or
Mhm.
buy a tree in their name. And that's essentially what
And
this
they
is.
take care of the planting.
Yep,
Right,
you
right.
just pay
That's what,
and
that
they
was
take
my
care of it.
question of, where's the tree coming from? Who's planting it and how?
So, so I've done this several times now, unfortunately. And so when you do that, when you check off that you want to plant a tree,
Mhm.
and then they have a cost factor, then you check off how much you want to plant, then they will contact you, the company, let you know where the tree is being planted. It's usually planted in a national
Forest.
park or forest or an area like that. So then they send you a certificate telling you that the tree was planted in that person's name at such and such place.
Okay. Is it possible to get, instead of it being planted in a national park,
Well, it's not always a national park, sometimes it's just a,
is it possible to get them in our city parks?
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
It's the
Okay.
program through the crematoriums. I think it's a national program.
right. it's-
But through, like, they sign up through a national central
Mhm.
program. So it might be possible, but we'd have to go one step further than our local crematoriums.
Because I actually haven't done one for for someone that passed in Michigan City. So the people that I've done them for, it's been in Connecticut, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Okay.
So it seemed like the area was near those areas. So.
You'd have to
it's a
contact,
national program.
the national program and see if they'd be willing to put in a special designation for
The city that you're.
Michigan City or Northwest Indiana or Indiana, but you'd have to be in contact with that national program.
And what is that called?
Well,
Plant
it's
a tree,
been-
it's like quote
just
plant a tree.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
plant a tree.
It's just a kind of
If you
slogan.
pull up any of the funeral homes here and just click on I want to, as long as you don't enter your credit card fee,
Yeah.
you'll get all the information.
Okay,
Right.
sure, okay, great, thanks. That's a great idea, Mike. Thanks for suggesting that.
trees everywhere, more here than here. Are we good now to skip back?
Thank you.
So, Gooder, we're good on Gooder. So, the next thing is the collaborative effort with Sasha G. Burns from the LaPorte County Recycling for a reuse room. And currently, the reuse room idea that Michelle is working with is not a stationary brick and mortar, but a pop-up. And she was unable to secure location for last month, but for next month, we do have the official use of First Presbyterian parking spaces in the lot. Some of those spaces belong to the church, some belong to the city, but we have officially been okay to pull up with her trailer and trade plants, seeds. That's her initials.
Oh, that was her request for April 15th?
Yes.
Okay.
I was getting to that. Yeah, you got it, Nancy. But trading seeds, she'll have some seeds to just give away, a plant trading, and see how it goes from there. Her inspiration was the reuse room in Porter County or Lake County, and that is a brick and mortar that's big, and people drop off all the things, and you can trade and reuse all the things. And by all the things, I mean all the things, just almost anything you can imagine. So she's working on that. She's, like I said, secured the location and the day for April 15th, but we'll have the details about, exactly what's trading besides seeds and plants. There might be one other thing if you have something. She's very creative. So plan for seeds and plants on April 15th in the parking lot of First Presbyterian Church in Michigan City. And that's on the corner of 8th and Washington. I always mix those up every single time. All right. Wonderful. Yeah, the week of April 15th.
Do we have a time on that?
No, it's just the week of April 15th
Okay.
is what she says, hopefully. So,
Okay, sounds good.
we'll have all the updates coming, and it will be, our next meeting will have the official update, and we can update via messenger or social media, and let everyone of our friends know. So is there any questions on any of that? All right, excellent.
I'm going to include in my agenda minutes for next month for the tree board to see about maybe, again, the partnership idea. I like that, but maybe we could do something with partnering with you guys to get some trees into that to give out.
Always. We always like trees.
Could you
We also,
repeat that, Michael? I didn't quite get it.
Pardon?
I didn't quite understand what you said.
Oh, since they have this trading day and they trade seeds and plants, I thought I would see if I couldn't get it through the tree board before their meeting, approval to supply some trees for their, to be not traded per se, but given out. Man, they might trade, I don't know. I don't know what all you could trade for. You may well trade for labor and let somebody plant some. So, but I was thinking the tree board might be able to get some trees to that combined with this.
That would be great. We can talk to Michelle about that, and always.
also, we have another meeting before that. We do, here.
Oh, good. Then we'll be able to
Update everybody.
and we can have all the giveaways. I love the giveaways. Thank you. I appreciate everything today. It's nice to have you. From the tree board, we've got extras. All right, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Of course, I have a typo on something. I copied and pasted wrong.
No, the E showed up where it shouldn't be, so F becomes E.
Yeah.
And then everything gets relettered.
Everything's fine. I just need to scoot it down one, so I apologize. E
No,
shouldn't be
that's
there.
okay.
fine with mine.
When you, it's not okay with mine. Oh,
Other side.
you gave everybody a new one.
I did, here.
I printed out from my computer.
There you go. All right. Well, I just, I added a letter. So, not too bad of a typo this time.
No, it's
I've been
still there, Andy.
The E is
Yeah,
there.
the E should not be
Right,
there.
that's what the typo is, but
And
everything.
F becomes
is moved
E, and G becomes F, and H becomes G.
out. Do you understand that, Laura, for notes?
Remove the
You
E.
just remove the E and move it up. Okay. Good. Well, then we'll move on to E. Continues promoting Soul Smart Silver designation with partner Indiana University Resilience. Nancy Moldenauer, Laura Henderson, Tristan Bogert, Angie Reynolds, Andy Jans Davis. I did add Beverly McMartin. We can adjust to all things solar. If this wasn't a correct one, let me know. And Sylvia Collins Martin. I do believe that you have an
I have
update
an
for us.
update, yes. I updated the sheet that when you click on Get Started with Solar, I updated that whole sheet.
Thank you.
Ran it by the planning department, and Skylar and Sylvia both have signed off on that. That has been submitted to our consultant at the Department of Energy, and that is Kelly Aves or Aves. She has that. So I'm just waiting to hear back from her. It's my understanding the only thing we were missing to get gold was that 72-hour, three business day turnaround for only roof-mounted solar panels. And once we are able to do that, and we are, Skylar and Sylvia said, fine, no issue, we should get our gold, okay? Now, if I hear differently, we may need to provide some additional documentation on something, but we had all of the points plus more last time. The only thing we were missing was that. So I think we're good to go. I told them we would like to hear back sooner than later because of next month being Earth Month, and it would be nice for us to have the plaque and to be able to present that again at the city council meeting with our new mayor. Okay? So I completed my homework assignment.
Excellent, thank you. That's
You're
a good
welcome.
one. I'm glad you like homework.
I like projects.
Yeah, projects are fun, right? And this is a really exciting one. The silver designation is great. We'll move on to gold and eventually on to platinum
And
and
whoever wants to do
Whatever else.
whoever wants to do platinum, I'm handing on the baton.
all right, we got you, right?
One of these.
We can work on it.
If you've got a spare.
Excellent. Did anybody have any questions on that? There's one spare, you got a spare. All right, agendas for everybody. Does everybody have one? Wonderful. So we will continue promoting our Soul Smart City, which is solar. We love it.
So, could you just take a step back and just explain to me now what that means? What are we pursuing, and how does it? What are we changing?
We have Soul Smart Silver designation right now.
But what does that
Okay?
mean?
And the Soul Smart program is one of the United States Department of Energy, and what it signifies is your community is solar ready and solar friendly. Okay, so if you go to the sustainability page and you look at what we have posted there, there's the one that says getting started with solar. You click on that, it pulls up an information sheet. We have videos that were made, we did specifically, we have videos with, my goodness gracious,
Solar United Neighbors?
Solar United Neighbors Indiana, they came and did a session here. We have all those posted.
I see, okay.
We have resources for everything from, this is what you need to know, these are tax credits that you can potentially have. These are organizations that are involved in this. These are training programs that are available locally, so Soul Power is listed.
Okay.
It's like one place you can get probably most, if not everything you're looking for if you're interested in solar. And I've gotten feedback from people in the community that use that to get solar panels on their homes or on top of their small businesses. We even helped somebody in Beverly Shores get solar out there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a wonderful resource.
And this is on the eMichigan City website?
Yes, it is.
Under what?
Sustainability Commission.
Okay.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
It's not fancy, but I mean, it's not
But the
awful.
inf-
It's user-friendly.
The information is
down
there.
good.
And when,
It's user-friendly.
and when you click on the links, they do work.
That's what matters.
More
But,
important than pretty.
you know, it's my understanding that eventually the whole website for the city is going to be updated and revamped and made pleasant to look at.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm
And
glad
they
that
wanted,
you
they
want to
wanted
know all
to,
the
they wanted
things
to do
about all the
gold.
things.
They wanted to do gold last time. It was like we want to skip over bronze, we want to skip over silver.
Right.
We want gold, and we tried so
It
hard.
was so close.
Are
we
there
were- we
more
were
things that
so
we could
close.
do to get there?
Well, now we just have to get the official word and we're there. We did the legwork.
Oh, all right.
So we just need to get official and a plaque.
So is there like a Soul Smart website that I could look
Oh,
at?
yes.
All right, so I'll look there, right, just to
And
see what the requirements are?
Absolutely, and Michigan City is one of we used to be one of 120, and I think this last year they were trying to get 200 municipalities and states certified, and we're there. We're a dot. You can click on Michigan City is there on the
Oh,
map.
that's
By
great.
National Department of Energy. It's
All right.
a big deal.
It's a big deal. The U.S. Department of Energy. It's a
Yeah,
big
yes.
deal. And besides that, because of the Soul Power program, you know, we do that is on the agenda.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
We got 2 case studies written about that. One was published by Indiana University Resilience, and the other was published by the U.S. Department of Energy. So we have 2 case studies regarding green program here in Michigan City.
Great, all right,
That's exciting.
yeah,
And you can find those too.
okay, thanks.
Excellent. All right, all things solar. And now we'll move on to Carbon Neutral Indiana. Andy Jans Davis, Nancy Moldenauer, Laura Henderson, Daisy Lee, and Faye Moore. We're always talking about the book, but before I talk about the book, do you, Faye or Nancy, have any particulars that you'd like to mention? Well, this Carbon Neutral Indiana, I highly recommend. It's a very tangible way where you can become carbon neutral. You go to their website and you fill out some information about your fuel usage and the food that you eat and all of those things, and they calculate it for you. And then they figure out how many trees they need to plant or how many natural gas they need to cap. Basically how much carbon they will divert for you for a fee. And they will plant trees for you. So for $44 a month, my family is considered carbon neutral because we pay them to plant trees for us and cap. Currently, the trees are mostly planted in Alaska. They do plant and have plans to plant other places, and they are capping the natural gas here in Indiana. Is that correct?
Natural gas leaks in Indiana. Yeah.
So they're actually sequestering carbon. It's measurable and it's tangible. The founder, Daniel Pointer, he's written a book about ways that everybody can be a little bit more carbon neutral, carbon friendly, and easy ways. Sometimes saving the world seems pretty big. So this is a way that everybody can help. And Faye is highlighted in this book. She's one of the first people around to have some solar panels. And Nancy is highlighted in this book too, because she's been doing the good work for a really long time. And we have some other folks from Michigan City who I don't remember. Wasn't there one more mentioned?
I think Deb Chubb is mentioned in the book also, and Larry, you might have a line in the book also. I
Really?
think.
Larry, look at that.
I
You're
got a
all
mention.
famous.
Yeah, he gets a mention too. so,
Excellent. With your environmentally friendly building, I'm sure.
Yes,
His
Yes.
home is, yeah.
but I did purchase carbon offsets
Oh, good.
from Daniel.
Oh, wonderful.
He did the calculation, and I've been kind of increasing it. Also, whenever I travel now, like if I'm going to be flying somewhere, they have programs where you can buy offsets.
I do that.
And I've done that, and it's
Thank you.
even car rental places.
Well, I'm just going to add you to this list then for next month. All right, this project
Yeah,
team.
absolutely.
That's great. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
good.
It kind
Perhaps.
of sometimes it just pops up automatically, like at the end when you're checking out, and it gives you the breakdown of your costs. It'll say, hey, do you want to offset, carbon, offset the carbon usage or whatever, and then it calculates it for you. It adds like $20 or something to the cost of your airfare. That's something everybody can do, and it's not going to break the bank.
Right. Yeah.
So all those funds then go to pay for those projects that are actually pulling carbon out of the atmosphere.
Yes.
So whether it's capping or planting trees or any number of other things. Has anybody spoken with Daniel lately? Do we know what his latest projects are?
The Indiana one, the capping the natural gas
Okay.
leaks,
That
that
was
was the
just
latest one that I
recent.
heard about.
That was just the last several months.
No, that was just a couple months
Couple
ago,
months.
I think, yeah.
Great.
So that's the latest one. And he's really been trying to focus more on Indiana.
Good.
So I know he was working with the Indiana forests and seeing if we could work with them to actually get trees planted here in Indiana.
Indiana Forest Alliance? Or,
Yeah, I think it was them, actually. Yes, I think it was. So, trying to get more local carbon being pulled out of the atmosphere.
Great.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. I recommend buying the book. Check it out. It's not expensive. And it's a good way to really, really make a difference.
You can get it through his website,
Yes.
correct? And do you want to tell people? what it is?
www.carbonneutralindiana.org. And that is also on our website, is it not? I thought there was a link to that. And if it's not, it's all over our Facebook page. We share often. And it's always in our agenda. So, and our agenda is always posted under the city page. So anything that we talk about is, you can find if I neglect to say it. Thank you for the reminder. I need to be kept in line. So, is there anything else I forgot? All right, excellent. We'll move on to the mega project. Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Nancy Moldenauer, Andy Jans Davis, Shannon Eason, Jamie Huss, Tristan Bogert, Bailey Chavez, Laura Henderson, Faye Moore, Beverly McMartin, Sylvia Collins Martin, and Richard Pate. Nancy, would you do the honors?
I would, and I need to find a text first.
Get the official.
I got a text last night at 8:19 p.m. from our mayor. All capital letters. Congrats. Confetti. Champagne bottle. More confetti. On the grant, exclamation mark. We got the full $98,000.
Oh,
Awesome.
that is
Thank you,
amazing,
Nancy.
Nancy. Thank you. Thank you. You
So-
did so much of that work.
And I couldn't have done it by myself, and I wanted to.
Tristan, and everybody.
even do that.
And
Oh.
Bev and everybody that, read a
He
part,
found it
read a
and
part of
wrote it.
that, and Service Pro that helped and jumped in and provided us with the budget, and that was through, a relationship that Tristan had developed with them over the last few years. And also Ryan Lissick over at Drive Clean Indiana, he looked over the whole grant before it was sent in, and it wasn't just me, it took a village to, make this happen. And then Angie signed off on it also, and I do believe pretty much just having faith in our commission and what we've been able to do up until this point in time, that she just jumped in and said, of course, we're submitting this, and signed off on it. So, we have to do a couple updates, just a couple informational things. One is a number I have to provide with talking to the controller's office here. And then we need to get a list of what equipment Service Pro was looking at. But once those are turned in, we're going to be good to go. And she said, kudos for your hard work and efforts, Sustainability Commission, Mayor Angie. So,
Really seriously, and a round of applause.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. Thank you.
and honestly,
That's
I
insane.
believe we're probably the first commission, committee, or board that has received a grant of this
That
significant
is
size.
substantial.
Yeah, and this allows us to move into phase 2, which means down at Washington Park, we'll be looking at the zoo and the adjacent city properties down there to assess what is possible with solar panels there, to come with various menus, these are possibilities. And then, we're gonna get some designs drawn up, and all of this will be put into a package, a PowerPoint presentation. It will need to go, of course, before the park board, and I'm sure before, other, partners here at City Hall. But this is phenomenal news, it really is. So thank all of you for your support and belief in us and what we've been doing since 2019.
Great.
So,
Yay.
yay.
All right. Oh my gosh, how I don't want to continue.
So maybe at this point, I'd like to just make a suggestion. So we're talking about, how we add solar panels, and I have a little bit of a concern about, when we start using valuable land, especially like farmland, to start putting solar arrays in, especially when we think about like all of the immense parking lots that exist and all the rooftops that exist. Like I'm talking like big box stores, on like South Franklin and all the parking lots there. And I was, a couple years ago, I was in New Haven, Connecticut, and we stayed at a hotel that right next to the hotel was this parking lot that was all for electric vehicles, and it had large solar array structures built over the parking spots. So that just struck me as making a lot more sense to use an asphalt area to have solar panels rather than putting panels over precious land, farmland, or parkland, or whatever.
I think that was our original idea.
That's
And as we looked into it, I think it turned out that you had to have 10 parking spaces covered to power one vehicle. Now, I'm not sure about, there's a lot of numbers missing in that.
Sure,
But
yeah.
I still hope that can happen.
I think that will still be one of the menu items.
Yeah.
The thing that Shannon Easton pointed out, and she's right on the mark about this, that area there, especially the parking, is used for festivals and for events and things like that. And when you think about the big boat races that come in here, you think they're only at the end of the park that's there by the basin. No, they're,
Already
using
being buzzed,
parking.
yeah.
They're using all of the parking that's available there in Washington
Yeah.
Park. So also too, there's a cost factor when you look into the support structures.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
It increases it significantly. So at the zoo right now, I really believe we're looking at the buildings that are there in the zoo that have, south, east, west, not north-facing roofs. And then also, there's a empty plot of land that's right like between the zoo and Bismarck Hill. And if you've ever been hiking back there, there's nothing there. It's a really big expanse of empty land right there. So the last meeting we had actually with Scott Belding at the National Energy Renewable Energy Laboratory, that was what she thought may work out really well because it would be centrally located. We could probably hook up the zoo buildings and then also even go over to the splash pad. Senior Center already has solar panels on top of it. And a lot of people
Oh, it
don't know
does?
that
Oh,
because
really?
you can't see them.
Yeah, cool. All right.
So that's sort of where we were. We'll pick up meetings again with Scott. I did send an email out to him, and I think I mentioned that here. We're going to set up our 8th meeting with him. If not March, then probably more like April. Okay?
Sure.
Said March.
Yeah, it's going to be more like April.
And if it's okay with you, I'll just pass these photos
Oh, yeah.
around, just so everybody can have a visual in their mind of what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, we definitely, that's hiring a consultant to get it as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
Use those funds and, like Nancy said, on top of the buildings. And if they're as good as they did on the senior center, you won't even know they're there. Blending in with the community.
So I guess that's it about that. We'll probably be moving forward with Scott on this project. I think that makes the most sense.
Well, he's our consultant.
He's our
yes.
consultant, yeah.
He knows more than us.
Scott is with who?
Belding.
He's with the National Renewable Energy Laboratory,
Okay,
which is part of the United States Department of Energy.
okay.
And I think that really helped us with our grant application also, that we've done all this pre-work with him already.
Okay.
So we laid a lot of groundwork that I hope garnered us points, for actually being awarded the grant.
Yes.
Yeah, another place to look too is the zoo that's in Ohio there.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati Zoo, yes, that's a great place to look at their website.
Really?
Their whole parking lot is covered in solar panels.
Oh, cool.
And the executive director there has been very creative. They actually take the water that they use in the zoo, they filter it themselves, they bring it back through in the system. He's pretty much zeroed out their water bill that they do there. I'm thinking I'd love to do a field trip there with people from our zoo and our park and rec department and go and see what they've done there. He's very cutting edge, ahead of anybody else in the United States that I've seen.
Yeah, the shade arrays, that was the problem because the buses and the boats are too big.
The boat trailers and
They won't go
those,
under 'em.
those boats are huge.
Yeah, they're much bigger than we think.
Right,
They're
and
out of the water.
that may not be the solution for the
But-
park, but I'm saying like all those other parking
Right.
lots,
Exactly, but
Lowe's, Menards, Myers,
Walmart,
all of those.
Walmart's
That would be
done
nice.
solar panels on a lot of their buildings across the United States.
Yeah.
Nancy, is the amphitheater part of this project that we're talking about for the solar panels? Is the amphitheater included in
It's
that
part of Washington Park.
project?
It's part of Washington
Okay.
Park.
So the idea is to power everything in Washington Park with these panels, or?
As much as possible.
Okay.
Mostly
great
the zoo,
possible,
I
right?
think, because the zoo has a whopping bill.
Yeah, the zoo is $89,000 a year for utility.
I thought it was
Wow.
96.
And that's like,
that's a lot.
that's 60% of their utility bill. For all of Parks and Rec, that's 60% of their utility bill.
Wow.
So, anything that can be done to bring that down is gonna save money for personnel, for, services to the public, for upkeep for the animals. $98,000 is a lot of money
Sure.
every year,
Yeah.
so.
Did you happen to talk about battery storage?
Yep, that's on the wish list too.
Okay. Because obviously, once it gets dark,
Yeah.
you need to have something to work.
It's on the wish list.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's the big news I had.
Okay. With that, is there anything else we need to? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Hey, Tristan, did you have anything to add?
No, I think we covered all the bases.
Okay, I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, we're all set.
Okay. What?
Because I know Tristan mostly has been concentrating on the government buildings and getting solar panels on those. That's why he originally joined the commission, is because he saw the school system was doing it. And then that's been placed on hold by our current mayor until she has a chance this year to get everything, figured out and settled at City Hall regarding departments, how they're configured, who's in charge of what. So she's just placed that on pause, basically.
And as I'm going through grants for the hundreds of thousands of other things, as I run across grants that
Send them.
Forward them.
Yes.
Forward them.
for us,
Always,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sending them to Nancy because I'm so inundated myself right now with this consortium.
And Nancy's a grant.
But I see them constantly, and so I just
Yeah,
shoot them.
forward those to me.
Yeah, I just
And if
And-
you're appropriate for the tree board,
Tree
send
board.
it to Mike.
all right, we'll do.
Share the wealth.
Yeah.
Grants for everybody. Wonderful. Was there any other questions?
And a lot of them have been coming around recently, I'll just have to share.
they have.
They've been
Yeah.
for regional efforts,
Yeah.
so they're not as small as a municipality or.
And they can be modified, like if we wanted to, the one that I sent you and asked about LaPorte County, if we wanted to just do it for the city, we could modify that grant and just utilize it for the city. So any of them that I see that can be modified, that, just us, or if we want to regionalize them, we can do that too, so.
So keep sending them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well,
Does
then-
anybody else want to be on the receiving end of the grants that Beverly is discovering? Does anybody else
Yeah,
want to
and-
receive those also?
Because I probably spend from 3 to 5 hours every day researching
Researching.
grants.
Larry, is that something you would like to receive, potential grants that may cover projects you are interested in?
That I'm interested in,
Or,
we, as opposed to we.
well,
Well,
anyway,
No,
some
I
other
always
group.
want to work on stuff here.
Okay, but
Yeah.
also I know that you have a keen interest in buildings and,
Right, I want to see
Green
everything,
and- yeah.
everything in the city eventually.
yeah. Beverly, I would add Larry Zimmer to the list,
Okay.
okay? And we'll get his email to you.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
get it.
yeah.
You have my email, right, now?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so we'll get that to Beverly. She sends wonderful articles
And the tree board.
also. so-
Oh, okay.
I would
Okay.
appreciate it.
Does everybody like to share stuff, like on our email distribution list? Like if I find an article, is it okay if I share it with everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay,
And then, do you do Facebook?
no.
Okay, because there's a Facebook group that will share articles on too, just
Okay.
because it's easy. Because you see them virtually and you can just shoot them over.
Okay.
But yeah, I like all that stuff.
Okay,
And Tristan's always finding an article on something somewhere, some electric vehicles, and he's sharing those with us.
great. And are we allowed to communicate with each other?
As long as we're not planning anything.
Okay, but if we have questions or comments,
Questions, okay, be careful about comments. Yeah, I'm sorry. if I
Oh,
said-
no, no.
I'm sorry if I said something you would have said, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
okay, I just didn't know like what the protocol is for communications within the group.
If we
Well-
have a conversation over coffee, as long as we're not planning things.
As long as we don't have a
Because
quorum.
the open
Open door.
door policy.
As long as we don't have,
Fine,
as
can't
long
have
as
a
we don't
reason.
have a quorum, we're
Yeah.
okay.
Right. Can't have a quorum.
Right,
Can't
yeah.
have more than, what's our quorum anyway?
Five.
So 5 of us cannot be on the conversation together.
Not if it's about this. I mean, if we're talking about other things,
Okay.
but, open door policy, of course. And we've been really good with that because we want everybody to know everything we're talking about. There's no secrets here.
Okay.
We're like, please, everyone, hug the trees and save the planets and drive the electric cars.
Recycle.
And recycle no, we have, there's no secrets here. We're like, this goes to the landfill if you don't recycle it, okay? There's no environmental secrets here.
Okay.
All right. Does that clarify enough?
Yes, it
Okay.
does. Thank
Okay,
you.
good. All right. So, Resilience Action Planning Work Group, Nancy Molnauer, Laura Henderson, Andy Jans Davis, Kathy Sippel of Earth Charter, Indiana. I don't have a specific update. Do you, Laura or Nancy? For, yes, Earth Charter. Kathy Sippel's a busy lady.
Yes, Kathy's extremely busy, and she is actually going to be ready to launch the Northwest Indiana Regional Resilience platform and everything, and that's happening at Green Drinks on Thursday, September 5th at 6:30 p.m. And that Green Drinks is via the Save the Dunes Facebook Live page or Zoom. So I would write that down and plan on being there, because Kathy's got to the point where she's able to take on actually becoming the umbrella organization of everything green for Northwest Indiana. So this is great news because things have been so fragmented between NERC and what the various sustainability commissions and committees and advisory groups are doing. And so Kathy's taken this on gladly, and I think she's going to be great in this role. She's a wonderful networker. So you'll probably notice a number of logos are beginning to have the same look. That means that that organization is under the umbrella of Northwest Indiana Resilience. So this is great news. That's a really big update, and that is this is a monumental move forward for our region, actually. So I really want to acknowledge her and the work she's been doing for decades here. We started out with podcasts that she was doing for 219 Green Connect, and then she was the one that revitalized Green Drinks in Valparaiso for a while. And that was with Kim Ferraro, who was then with Hoosier Environmental Council. So, yeah, be sure that's on your calendar to take part in that. And I realized for some reason I didn't write down Green Drinks there. So Laura, could you be sure that that says Northwest Indiana Green Drinks? Any questions about that or comments?
Yeah, the meeting the other night was real interesting. I was able to get on and catch some of it. I couldn't catch all of it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw that you got on, Faye. Is there anything that you walked away from that? And I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I'm not ready to share.
Okay, it was on pollinator gardening, Pollinator Gardening 101, and we actually had 91 people participating in that between the Zoom link and also Save the Dunes Facebook Live feed. That was a great turnout. We had a number of people from the Master Garden groups, and they traditionally have not participated in things that have to do with native plants and flowers and things like that. So that was a really nice showing. And then Steve Sass and Amanda Smith were the presenters. They're the ones that created In Nature, IN, capital I, capital N, which stands for Indiana Nature. And they have a Facebook page, they have a Facebook group, and they also have a website. I highly recommend getting in contact with them if you want to know anything about nature at all. So they were great presenters too.
In the next 30 days.
Excellent. We've got to thank you, Nancy and Kathy, for all of the everything that's always being done. She's been responsible for just an amazing amount of hard work. So super thankful, and we're getting a bit long-winded, so if we want to keep it around an hour, we should probably move forward unless anybody has any questions. We still have a few project teams to get through. All right, excellent. I'm so chitty chat. All right, Soul Power, Danita Scully, Faye Moore, Nancy Moldnauer, and Beverly Mac Martin. Did Faye or Beverly or Nancy, do you have an update before I read this all?
Faye, right in the middle is the update.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you want to read that?
Oh, I can read it, it's fine, but
No,
if you
let
were
Faye
there,
do it.
it's fine.
Let Faye do it.
Okay. So actually with the Soul Power, they have began the highest level of the training, the NABCEP Professional Certification Photovoltaics PV Installation Training has started, and those like 4 guys there, well, 4 guys and 2 women actually.
Wonderful.
At the
6 people.
6.
That's wonderful.
That's what I said. Well, but I wanted to emphasize that 2 women were there.
That's important.
Women's History Month.
But yeah, well, at the training, I happened to be there one night, and there was 6 of them at the training. So I think it's people are really excited about it. But anyway, the training will last for 6 months, and everyone is learning together. And it's at the Hope Building, but I think it's too late to join in because of the sessions. Yeah, because they already started. But it was just exciting to see the women there.
Yes.
Yes, so that's all of the 6 people training for that's the highest level of certification,
Yes.
right? So
This is the
that's-
design level.
Okay, so you guys have really worked hard in getting a lot of people through different levels, the installers, and I can't even say this photo opt, whatever word that is, and all the
Yeah.
partners you've worked with, and I want to thank you and all your partners. IBEW 531, Ivy Tech Valparaiso, Work One, and Just Transition Northwest Indiana, NAACP LaPorte County, of course, doing all of the heading up of all of that. And Nancy, did I miss anything? All right, we'll go on. Any questions? All right, thank you so much. And again, Beverly, if I did add you to all things solar, like you said, but if this is incorrect, we'll move you around.
That's fine.
Project team.
That's fine.
All right. Solar United Neighbors, Andy Jans Davis, Nancy Moldenauer, Faye Moore, Beverly McMartin. You did send some information. Did you want to touch base, or do you want me to go ahead and read that? It was just an update that Brian was collecting names for the next round, Brian Flory.
We're not doing rounds.
But it's not a round, it's the next program. And it's instead of a co-op, he calls it a cohort, so that folks can get involved still and be part of a community that's looking into solar. So you don't have to look into it all on your own, but you can also you have the supplies of Solar United Neighbors, and you have the community of folks to talk to, but you can pick your own installer. You don't have to wait for the group to decide when to move forward, and you can move forward on your own. But he's still collecting to be like a central location for people who are interested in the solar. Solar United Neighbors is, it's all free to find out all the information. So you can go ahead and contact solarunitedneighbors.org, and there's a link on our website to all things solar too through the city. And did I miss anything? Any questions? All right, excellent. We love partnering with them. And now it's caught you being green, and there's several things here. Andy Jans Davis, Tim Bauer, Michelle Basta. The Earth Month Extravaganza, which is my baby, is coming up, and I'm super excited. And Tim and I have been talking and coordinating, and I've talked to the tree board, who has been amazing, and they'll bring trees. And the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Department, I just spoke with them, and they are excited to be a partner with us and provide information, possibly a table. We're still working on other things. So we did meet just the other day, and the new Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Walker, was really excited. So I'm excited too. And we have 15 plus confirmations for groups that will be there. The paperwork's turned in, been contacting volunteers, and like I said, planning with Tim, and also Nikki Schultz, whose mother is who we commemorated our sustainability award for. She's been helping a lot too. So we're real excited. We'll get a press release and a flyer and Facebook event out in the next few days. Any questions? Okay, excellent. Engineer Day, I had an update from Michelle. That was great. We had a table. I had a great time. You were there, Faye. Did you want to comment?
Nice. Oh, well, it was very nice. The kids seemed to have a lot of fun at the engineering day, building things and learning about different parts of Legos and how to rearrange them or whatever to make it interesting, and a couple of things with the seeds and planting. They seemed to enjoy it.
They really did. There were a number of tables, and they were all focused on different areas of engineering. And Michelle has environmental engineering, so we planted seeds in reused containers, and then I also brought a number of items that would have gone straight to the landfill, not recyclable items. So we tried to divert those and actually create something kind of a useful project with those. And my daughter a brag moment. She was so clever working with the little kids, showing them how to work with some of these things to create something interesting. And she drew a little fish on a piece of duct tape and filled a container with water. And all these kids are like, have this pet fish they're eating.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, this is great. So, and the parents were cool with it because it was a container that they could, you know, either reuse or recycle, and all they had to do was dump out the water when they were done with it. And so, anyway, it was a good time. I think that we should participate always if we're available. Any questions? No? Okay. Facebook, we had some shared posts, Caught You Being Green. You can check those out. It's fun. There's one addition that Michelle had brought up to possibly, along with her seeds, initiate free seed or plant libraries where, you know, there's book libraries all over town. There's a seed library currently at the Walker Street Community Garden.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. But her idea was a little different, more also swaps in coffee shops, like in businesses. She showed a photo of a restaurant she had been to where there was this wall and it was a decorative and there were little vials with plant clippings in it, and it was like need a plant, leave a plant. And instead of need a penny, leave a penny, and loads of people took their clippings, and it was very popular. So
I do have a concern with that.
of course, it would be health code violation, regulations, and all of those things.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about invasive plants. There's a lot of people who do not know what's invasive. And of course, if a plant is invasive, it's going to have lots of offspring that if you like the plants and you don't know that it's invasive, you would feel very good about sharing.
Right.
And
Well,
I've
I
had
think
good
where she
friends
went
try
was
to
a
do
house
that, and
plant
it's
sort
like-
of clipping.
Well, if it's
So-
limited to house plants and garden vegetables, it might be okay, but people will
Of course. Well,
push
yes.
the borders, and somebody needs to police that, because it's
course.
actually against the law. Unfortunately, the law doesn't include everything that actually is invasive,
Yeah.
but it's against the law, and whether it's against the law or not, it's a very bad
Oh,
thing
agreed.
to spread invasive plants.
The
So-
picture she showed me was specifically like Monstera plant clippings for the house plant.
Yeah, but
that
you'd
sort of
have to
thing.
make that very clear.
Oh, of course. And again, this is just
And you'd have to keep
An
an eye
initial.
on it too.
oh, right. You know, it's just like the sharing of like the seed library sort of thing.
Yeah, and seed library is the same thing.
Right. And there's like you said, you want to try to stick to like obviously no invasives and stick to the natives or the
And
vegetable gardens.
Even with the seed library, it might be worse, because with clippings, you can see what you got,
Right. Well, and
Some
a tropical
people-
house plant will die outside.
which are like some people, at least one of which is a good friend of mine, will think that one plant is one thing and collect seeds from it, and it's something else that's invasive.
There's so many
That
are
can
similar.
happen, so, yeah, I'd be even more concerned with seeds.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all of that. The kiosk that she was talking about, like I said, was a little
House plants.
right house plant.
And that
so
would be wonderful.
that. Yeah, I know the Monstera is going to die outside, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm not like, I can barely keep a spider plant alive in the house. Ask my cat, he likes to eat it. So, anyway, thank you, and we'll let Michelle know. I'm sure she'll watch afterwards. She always reads the notes. Was there any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I have ordered 500 packets of the milkweed seeds
Yes.
Okay.
that we had last year for Earth Day, and I'm glad because this year they say Earth Day is every day.
Oh,
So we can use these year round. Okay, so if somebody has an event or whatever and they want some seed packets, let me know.
And which is the species?
The one you checked last year, you said, oh, that's good because it's local. So whichever one
Yeah, I
that
don't
was.
remember.
And you
Was
know
it
what?
Rose?
You know what, Laura? I'm not gonna remember if you don't remember, of course. But it was one that was Midwest-based, and I remember you saying, oh, this is great.
Okay.
You had no problems with it.
Good.
So, and I'll be sure that our Michigan City Sustainability Commission label goes at the top of each of those, so that when people go to open it up, they see it's something, you know, from our group. So that's a PR tool also.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll have it at our table. We'll have a couple tables. We might need 3 or 4 tables.
Oh, and these are supposed to be shipped the middle of this month, so hopefully we'll get them in time for our event. I'm not sure about Michelle's event. That's the one that's in question, if we'll have them in time for that. But I'm hoping.
Well, we'll send out the good vibes.
This month now. It is now.
Oh, it is the middle of this month. Yeah, it is today, right? It's weird that it's the middle since
I know it is. But it's
first
the
was
14th.
right. Our meetings are usually much earlier in the month.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's about the end. We're coming to commission comments. Do we have any commission comments today?
Should we vote on the minutes now?
Oh, thank you for the reminder. We've got a quorum. All right. Could I have
Motion.
a motion for the minutes? Do I have a second to approve the minutes from February 8th, 2024? Second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstain? 1. All right, they do pass. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, thank you, Larry, again, for keeping me on track. I need a babysitter. Just ask Nancy. Sorry, you need a cough drop. All right, we'll be back to commission comments. Commission comments? Yes.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm kind of seeing my role with the commission, since this is the economic development seat. And with me being a general contractor, I'm being invited to meetings like the one between the developers and the railroad about the train station that's being built. Okay, and so when I went to that, I could see how that could connect to the Sustainability Commission, because the question becomes, what kind of energy efficiency, as they are building that, and we're on the front end of this right now, where I talked to the head of the South Shore about that, the parking lot and the train station, and whether or not, what kind of energy efficiency they're going to be using for those things. And so he invited me to contact him and sit down with him and talk about how we can kind of look at the Sustainability Commission and the fact that I'm holding this seat, and I was invited there because of the Economic Development Commission and the fact that I'm a general contractor. And so I kind of see my role here as kind of expanding the commission in a direction that maybe before now was not available to us. And so I was like, okay, I get it.
We definitely need some consulting for all of the groups, and as we grow and we've done the things and we have people with the experience and Nancy
I'll
from
have
the
to
beginning.
say,
And
as far as I got with the station, there may or may not be electric vehicle chargers, but hopefully there is going to be. But they for sure were going to put the conduit in for expansion purposes, so when the demand surfaced, they were prepared to install them.
So and I got an opportunity to look at all the blueprints and everything. So when I had the opportunity to meet with the representative from South Shore, and the developers were there as well, and I made inroads with them. And so I will be following up and then reporting back to you all what I find out, and whether or not we think that the impact that they're going to make with these projects is going to be beneficial for Michigan City.
I wonder if they would have any interest in sheltering some of those parking spots with solar panels.
See, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. You know, as I envision my role here a little bit better, you know, I can see different things in different areas as far as the construction industry, where I can have input into things and cause us to be able to monitor things. If they're using city, state, federal dollars, then we need to kind of look at what they're doing and how they're doing it, and whether or not that's going to benefit Michigan City or not.
Thank you. Get you your own project team going. For the railroad. I don't know about, well, hey, not too many project teams. We'll add you to the city. This is city stuff, right? No, that's awesome. No, and talk about how
And it was
to
really interesting.
implement that and get it.
Yeah.
Yes. All the meetings with all the people.
Beverly, if you didn't mind, I would enjoy being part of that with
Okay, great,
you. Accompany
great.
you whenever you have those meetings.
I'll give you my
Because
card
that's-
because when you were talking
Yeah.
about contacting, communicating, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
So after the meeting,
Yeah.
I'll give you my information.
Great. Thank you.
Wonderful. This is exciting.
Yes, it
We're with
is.
The railroad.
I was, you know, as I came on, I was trying to figure, okay, where do I fit with the Sustainability Commission, and especially holding the economic development seat here. You know, there's got to be something that fits together there. So when I got invited to that meeting, I said, aha,
The light bulb.
here it is.
I think that's really critical.
Yeah,
I really
yes.
think that's wonderful.
Because really, when you think about it, everything, the word development is in there. And so everything that we're going to be doing from now on really has to be focused on sustainability.
Yes.
It can't be just
Yes.
business as
Anything that's
usual.
being developed.
No.
You know?
Yeah. And going back to our greenhouse gas emissions inventory, one of the high threes were energy inefficient houses and buildings
Yeah.
within Michigan City. So it falls really within what we
And now
should
that
be
they've
doing.
decided to build this humongous parking lot there, you know, it's the perfect opportunity for us to say, well, how's that being done?
Right.
Well, they talk about having a park on the top. Do they talk about that?
Yeah.
And my thought was, well, that'd be
Green
an
space.
ideal place to put like a giant structure open air structure over the park that has the solar panels on it facing south. It would shade the park
Yes.
somewhat, and you'd still have the north light. It could be really beautiful
It could.
and add some interest to the structure.
And since we're so early in the development of this, I think the conversations to put the ideas there that they can look at and have some impact with it being this early on in the development of it.
Right.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to add that and move forward and discuss more. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate you putting all those dots together. Did anyone have anything to add to that or any additional comments? Comments? Going once, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Comments, comments, comments. All right. Public. You're the public today. Public comment, public comment, public comment. All right. We're sure? Excellent. We have announcements. I'm gonna make this other one real quick before we highlight this main one. There's a garden show. Master Gardener Garden Show is back this year at Michigan City High School. Tomorrow from 8 to 4 p.m.
Saturday.
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 It's not
Oh, yeah,
tomorrow, it's
tomorrow,
Saturday.
Friday, yeah.
It's all right. I know what you meant. It's Saturday
Yeah.
at Michigan City High School, 4 to 8. I believe it was a
8 to
long
4.
8 to 4. It was a long day though, and it's a good time. There's vendors, there's information. Master Gardener, definitely go. And then this announcement is close to our hearts because Beverly McMartin has been chosen to be honored as part of Women on the Rise by Purdue Northwest Leadership Institute.
Surprise.
And that will be Thursday, March 21st from 4:30 to 6:30. The Great Hall for Events and Conference Center at the Westville campus. And then if there's any of us, there's 4, I don't know if there's still 4 tickets available or not, but there were 4 tickets for the Sustainability Commission in addition to yours is separate, I'm assuming. I hope that's a safe assumption. Congratulations, Rockstar. So,
And the Sustainability Commission is a sponsor, so our name will be on the program and in the announcements that are being made. And contact Bev if you would love to attend with
And
her.
thank you so much.
You know, and I know there's at least 3 of us that have made a commitment to be there, a total of 6 tickets.
So I think there's four tickets left if anybody, three tickets left. Okay.
I'd love to go, but I have a hard conflict. Let Bev know if you would like to attend, okay?
There's no way I can.
No, it's okay.
All right, was there any other announcements? Congratulations, that's just so awesome. All right, announcements, no, okay. If we would all like to, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
All right, do I have a second to adjourn?
Second.
A second, all right, all in favor of adjourning? Great, a unanimous adjournment at 5:46 on Thursday, March 14th, 2014, or 2014, Jesus, 2024, Michigan City Sustainability Commission.